Hello and thanks for watching Crypto Line. Today we'll be talking about the big stuff that we think will happen to Dogecoin after all the recent happenings with Russia. If you haven't already, consider hitting that subscribe button and turning on post notifications. We also have a crypto Discord group where we give out calls for your favorite altcoins, and you can also win special rewards for inviting your friends to the group. Links for that are in the description. First, let's talk about the conflict between Russia and Ukraine. The two countries were of course once part of the Soviet Union. After the fall of the Soviet Union, Ukraine voted for independence. Ukraine then became the second largest country in Europe by landmass with a sizable population of ethnic Russians. In 1994, a memorandum on security assurances was signed by the United States, the United Kingdom, and Russia, where Ukraine agreed to transfer all weapons from the Cold War to the Russian Federation, making Ukraine a non-nuclear power. All the signatories committed to honoring Ukraine's sovereignty and its right to its territory. The conflict, however, started when the Russian President Vladimir Putin opposed Ukraine's NATO membership in April of 2008, even to the point of saying that Ukraine is not even a real nation-state. In February of 2014, Russia invaded and seized Crimea, a Ukrainian peninsula with a predominantly ethnic Russian population. This act led to condemnation by the United Nations and the European Union, who saw it as a breach of promise. The United States barred Americans from doing business with Russian banks, oil and gas developers, and other companies in 2014. As a result, the hit to Russia's economy was swift and immense. Economists estimated that sanctions imposed by Western nations cost Russia $50 billion a year. Since then, Russia's resorted to other means of funding which don't rely on the global banking system, specifically cryptocurrency. On Tuesday, 24th of February 2022, the Biden administration enacted fresh sanctions on Russia over the conflict in Ukraine to restrict its access to foreign capital. Russia looked to use digital currencies to bypass the control points that governments use to monitor money transfers. According to Ferrari and Associates, Russia has had a lot of time to think about this specific consequence. It would be naive to think that they haven't gamed out exactly this scenario. Although Dogecoin is generally referred to as a meme coin, it's somewhat surprising that it's been relevant in Russia for years. The coin first gained prominence during the 2018 Football World Cup in Russia. The government briefly allowed the use of the coin as payment during the tournament. Since then, however, people like Elon Musk have taken the coin to new heights. The use of the coin as a tool to promote cyber attacks, which are on the rise as Russia invades Ukraine, is becoming increasingly likely. As of the 1st of March, most cryptocurrencies were up for the trailing 24-hour period, with top tokens like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Dogecoin each surging at some points by double-digit percentages. While those tokens have given up some of their gains, Bitcoin, Ether, and Dogecoin were still higher by 7%, 5.1%, and 3.8% respectively. Much of this has to do with news that cryptocurrencies are facilitating a surge in capital out of Russia. Investors appear to be taking the view that Russians and Russian institutions may make significantly more use of mega-cap cryptocurrencies as the nation's financial system reels from sanctions. According to experts, Russia has multiple cryptocurrency-related tools at its disposal. If it chooses to evade the sanctions passed on by the US, all it needs is to find ways to trade without touching the dollar. The Russian government is developing its own central bank digital currency, a so-called digital ruble, that it hopes to use to trade directly with other countries willing to accept it without first converting it into dollars. Although cryptocurrency transactions are recorded on the underlying blockchain, making them transparent, new tools developed in Russia can help mask the origin of such transactions, which would allow businesses to trade with Russian entities without detection. Countries like Iran and North Korea have used digital currencies to mitigate the effects of Western sanctions. According to Reuters, in early February 2021, independent sanctions monitors told the UN Security Council that North Korea was using cryptocurrencies to fund its nuclear and ballistic missile program. In May of 2021, the consulting firm Elliptic described how Iran was using revenue from Bitcoin mining to make up for the limitations on its ability to sell oil because of sanctions. Seeing that cryptocurrency is being used to mask the trail of US-sanctioned countries' financial dealings, especially in the middle of a war, points in the direction that cryptocurrency is gaining even more application and relevance. And that may ultimately see its value surging as the movement of heavy sums of money in the crypto world continues. Just recently, some news was reported that due to the war between Ukraine and Russia, many banks have shut down their services in both countries. Recent sanctions also means that some Russian banks are being removed from SWIFT. But what is SWIFT? SWIFT is the global financial artery that allows the smooth and rapid transfer of money across borders. It stands for Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication. SWIFT was created in 1973 and based in Belgium. It links 11,000 banks and institutions in more than 200 countries. Note that this is not the first time something like this is happening. Russia was threatened with a swift expulsion before, in 2014, when it annexed Crimea. The difference now is that it's no longer a threat. With the ongoing events, many people have been left stranded and unable to access their funds that they kept in the banks. A TikToker made a point on this that if people had put their money in cryptocurrencies instead, then they would have been able to access their money at a time when banks are shutting down and ATMs are getting blown up. Another point that comes to mind is how the turn of events have made the value of the Russian currency, the ruble, go down. The Wall Street Journal reports that following Russia's invasion of Ukraine, the ruble fell to its weakest value ever against the US dollar. This means that people who have their money stored up as the Russian currency have lost some of their money. However, the news of the invasion had a significant effect on the cryptocurrency market. Fortune.com reported that Bitcoin and Ether saw their value drop precipitously after President Joe Biden and the European Union announced increased sanctions against Russia after its invasion. On February 24th, both Bitcoin and Ether sank to their lowest levels in months, rivaling declines in late January. In a matter of hours, Bitcoin had dropped to $34,459 and Ether had dropped to $2,308. However, since then, the crypto markets have started to recover. According to CoinGecko, Bitcoin and Ether, the two most popular cryptocurrencies, both saw major price jumps early Tuesday, as the global cryptocurrency market cap surpassed $2 trillion. So what's in this for Dogecoin? We believe a lot is in this for Dogecoin, being the first meme coin and considering its reputation. Dogecoin has been experiencing a lot of adoptions recently, and if you've been on this channel long enough, then we're sure that you're aware of all of these. We're almost certain that any wave of increased cryptocurrency adoption because of the current issues in Russia and Ukraine will surely involve Dogecoin. So let's look at current Dogecoin charts and analysis. This is a one-day Doge USDT chart, and from this, we can see that Doge is currently in a downward trend. The support zone is visible on the chart, and it's set at slightly below the current price of 12.8 cents. The support zone is specifically between 10 cents and the current price. A continuous downward trend could see the price fall below the 5-cent price, as depicted by the red arrow on the chart, and this could happen in the next couple of months. However, a more optimistic prediction suggests a break out of the downward triangle, which could see the price rising to 20.2 cents. This is the second resistance level on the chart. The first resistance is set at 17.7 cents. This price rise is not expected to happen without some retracement, as you can see in the graph with the blue arrowhead triangle. Some retracements are expected if the price goes bearish as well. This is the 4 hours Doge Tether chart. In this analysis, we can see the supply and demand method. The supply zone can be seen right above the current price, and the demand zone is just below the price. Dogecoin is trading at 12.7 cents at the time this chart was captured. This analysis predicts that Doge's price may rise as much as 22%, with the price reaching above 15 cents. There are two support lines on the chart. The first one is at 11.9 cents, and the furthest support is placed at around 10.5 cents. But that's it for today. Thank you for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to turn on bell notifications. As always, if you have any questions, drop us a comment down below, and good luck and happy investing.
Hollywood Carson. That's how it goes. Hollywood Carson.